I wrote this book after I found my success, because I had gone through all the trials and tribulations of my life, and I got to a point where everything kind of fell together for me, and I started to, for the first time in my life, look outside and look at the whole picture, and started to tell that story. And I was telling it to my new wife as we were telling each other the stories of our life. And she said, "You should write this stuff down." And I started to connect some dots for myself, and I started to look at the whole picture, which showed that I was one of those angst-ridden people, and I think there are a lot of us out there who gets in your own way and suffers over your suffering. And I started from the point of view of, what if I could go back to my 20-year-old self when I was kind of at the height of my angst and my fear and my anxiety? What would I tell her? And I'd love to just take her by the shoulders and say, everything's going to be okay. You know, you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, you're going to have a lot of fun, you're going to make some mistakes, you're going to have some regrets, but you don't have to suffer over it, and enjoy it. And when you can enjoy it, just know that this too shall pass. And I think if I had that kind of information, it would have made the journey much easier. But I had the path I had, and in telling the story, I think it's, especially for kids out there, I think, I don't know if a bunch of kids will read this, but to take it easy on yourself, your sweet young self. And I think for those of us who are, adults and kind of ensconced in our life, it's always a good thing to remind ourselves of that, this too shall pass. How I found time to write this book, and I am very busy these days. If you read my book, you'll see that I do things fast and furious. And a happy accident that occurred in having this book, getting this book published, was that I had 3 months to do it. They wanted it from the time we made the deal till I was supposed to be turned in. First of all, it was 4 months, but I kind of squandered a month of that. And so I had to write in 3 months. And it was fast and it was furious. And it was, in some cases, it was really fun. And in other times, it was very difficult. And my lovely wife basically wrote this book with me. I would just write these crazy long stream of consciousness things. She would look at them and put them in some form and then ask me questions and go, did you mean blah, 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 blah? And I go, yes, exactly. And, she would help me with some of the insight too that I would come up with. And she kind of validated me on that. But yeah, it was working with Laura and doing it fast and furious, which is kind of the way I roll. I remember they asked me, how many days do you think you'll need to record this book? And I said, "Oh, I can knock it out in a day," because I do voiceover for a living. And this was not easy. It was not easy because it's a lot of words and it's a lot of talking about me. And it took like 2 sessions of, I think we did 9 hours today, and we finished today. But it was a lot of fun. It was great to hear it. It was great. I know these stories so well, and of course I live them. But it was really, I'm very proud of this book. I'm very proud of the way I structured it, and I'm very happy to be sharing these stories with people. And I kind of saw the effect it might have on people for good, as I was reading it, going, I bet there's a lot of people who would like to hear that I felt this way, and I live to tell it.